What's up, folks? So a lot of you guys know that I am planning on bow hunting this fall. I've actually never killed a deer with archery equipment before. It's always been with a rifle, so I'm really excited to go hunt bow season. I've got my bow all set up, all ready to go, and I'm just stoked to get out in the woods this fall. And I actually tried hunting with a crossbow last year, didn't manage to get it done, but a lot of people have asked me kind of the advantages of a bow over shooting a crossbow, stuff like that. Me personally, I prefer a vertical bow. I know a lot of people do, but there's also some definite advantages to shooting with a crossbow as well. In some states, they actually only let you shoot with a crossbow if you have like an upper body disability. Some states, like Texas, you can use a crossbow as standard archery equipment, doesn't matter, and some states you can't use a crossbow at all. So I'm actually here with my buddy Ryan, who's going to be hunting with a crossbow this fall, and it's especially valuable to him that he's actually able to get out in the woods and hunt with a crossbow.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I'll be out hunting whitetail deer this fall with Adventure 1, and I'm really excited to be using a crossbow. Hunting isn't the only thing that I like to do outdoors. I'm actually an avid cyclist, now a road cyclist. I used to do a lot of mountain biking, and then about 3.5 years ago on a bike, that changed. I took about an 8-foot drop, pretty standard, and something happened. I turned and looked to my left, and when I did, my whole body sort of turned, and I went straight down to my left, and got up, and I knew something wasn't quite right. Thought that I had just dislocated my shoulder, but ended up going to the hospital, and so I actually popped this shoulder out. I turned it around the wrong way. I broke it across in 3 places, and where the rotator cuff attaches actually crushed. I was in surgery for about 4 hours. They had to rebuild that part with the rotator cuff with cadaver bone. I have a huge steel plate that runs about that far the length of my arm with 11 screws permanently fixed in there, and I can't quite get this arm up as high as the other arm. So obviously mountain biking for me wasn't going to happen anymore, which is why I switched to road biking, but it had a lot of other consequences that I hadn't quite considered. I'd never really been big in archery, and so I'd never really considered being able to use a vertical bow. And so the first time I tried to use a vertical bow, I almost lobbed the arrow straight up in the air. I couldn't quite get the bow pulled all the way back. There's something about having a weaker left arm, not being able to hold the bow firmly while you draw, that this arm sort of just collapses on you. So any chances of being able to get out and do any archery hunting prior to the start of gun season, which is huge, you know, like if you want to hunt deer before everybody else starts bumping them, archery is a great way to do it. And so the only chance I have is a crossbow. So there's actually a lot of risk associated with somebody like me trying to use a vertical bow. It's not just a matter of going to the gym and working out anymore. You know, my left shoulder has a really a real chance of just popping out again altogether. Something that, you know, when you're 2-3 miles back into the brush and an hour and a half from the local hospital is probably not a good idea to just risk for a hobby. And then, you know, it's just, you always have that off chance that it could go wrong in the middle of your shot. You could shoot yourself. If you're near someone else, you could shoot someone else. And so just trying to attempt to use it for the sake of using it just didn't seem safe to me.
So it's super cool that Ryan can actually get back out there and hunt during archery season because he's allowed to use a crossbow, and that's just incredibly valuable because when standard archery equipment, vertical bows are out of the question, the crossbow lets him do it. And we were out shooting earlier today, and he was hitting the target and just nailing a nice group right in the middle. So it's going to be exciting to hunt. So he's got his crossbow all set up. We've got that right here. So he's got a True Glow Triton, three color 3-dot sight on there. You're using what? Carbon Express bolts. I think that's a NAP broadhead, and a little pouch right here to actually keep the cocking string with the crossbow at all times. So that's a good idea. And then the quiver is mounted directly under the crossbow as well. And he's got a sling on there, which I think is pretty smart because crossbows, I mean, it's like carrying a freaking boat anchor in the woods, but you're lugging it. So I think having a sling on there is a good call. So whether you're using a vertical bow, a crossbow, we look forward to seeing you in the deer woods this fall. Even if you're just waiting till general season to go maybe smoke a deer with a muzzle loader or get out there with a shotgun or a rifle, just get out in the woods. And remember, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.